You know, a lot of people don't know too, man. A lot of these chicks deserve to be in jail too, because you're supposed to, if you have an abortion, where you took the pill or whatever like that, you're supposed to contact EMS so that could get properly documented. You are not supposed to be disposing of that carcass on your own. And a lot of women are flushing these babies down the toilet, throwing them in the trash. You know, I've watched stories of women who it was a woman who had a miscarriage in the hospital and threw the baby in the trash. And she went into the hospital for something that wasn't related to the pregnancy, I believe. And when they ran her blood, it was like, okay, they knew she was pregnant. And then when they did the ultrasound again, there was no baby there. It was like a young, I want to say, Latina chick. And she was old enough to go to jail. Her parents was there and everything. And they came and cuffed her ass while she was in the hospital bed. She didn't alert any authorities. She told no authorities. She told no authorities that this happened. And she paid the consequences. She was jailed for that. You know? She was jailed for that. But a lot of women don't understand that a lot of men are traumatized by this as well. They don't think about how a man feels when they do this. Okay, Robert knows the story, so he knows I'm accurate. Robert knows the story. So yeah. So there's a proper way to alert the authorities, because it was another story that I watched. It was a body cam video. And I think I fell asleep, so I really don't know what the outcome was, but I will say this. The police showed up. The kid, this woman had kids. There's a bunch of kids living in the house. And one of the kids was telling a story in the school how mommy has a dead baby in a box in the house. So, you know, the Karens and the teachers, they're all Karens. They you know, that this is, you know, these kids be saying some stuff, but we got to still check it out. So they, you know, they call DCFS and they get the police out there. They send the police to the house. And it was a situation where the woman answered the door and the woman was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? And she didn't even know what they was talking about till she thought about it. Because again, women dehumanize these fetuses they abort. Well, she said a miscarriage. And this lady had the baby it was a miscarriage in like on the mantle. But I'm not sure. I got to watch that again. I'm not sure if they charged her for not alerting the authorities about that baby being miscarriage, because I think they still have got to document that and report that, or it looks like, you know, murder. So they got to do an investigation. I know they had to investigate and see like if the baby was forcefully, you know, taken out of the womb. You know, I've heard the stories of the old school coat hangers up their ass and shit, and you know, doing all that craziness. You know, but I'm not. I really wish I would have watched the whole thing. But there is a body cam video, and it was a black lady, and it was a couple dudes in the house and shit, and they was like, yeah, the baby then came and gave the box to the police officer, and that's when I fell asleep. But yeah, man. But they really don't humanize even the miscarriage. They don't humanize that. But they definitely don't humanize the abortions because they want that baby gone.
I got pregnant by him and had a.
See, these are the type of idiots that don't deserve to have children. Some women shouldn't be able to have children. I really think this needs to be a license. You have to, you should have to take a class and to see if you're worthy of being a mother before you just go out here popping out babies. Needs to be something regulating this. But again, this will all be regulated if you just took away all government support of illegitimate children. Women would watch who they messed with. They wouldn't be getting pregnant all willy-nilly. But here's the blowback on that. If having children is no longer a hustle, the new hustle would be rape accusation. That is almost a flawless victory all the time. Accusations. Even if they don't pursue dudes criminally, they pursue dudes civilly and they still win. A lot of dudes don't want to tarnish their image, so they just pay so she goes away. That will be the main hustle of women. Accusations. And that means you guys gonna have to walk around with them Ray-Ban glasses on and a GoPro body cam. At all times. At all times. But listen to how this chick treated abortion.
I got pregnant by him and had an abortion. Yeah. But I had a home abortion. I delivered the baby in the toilet.
Delivered the baby in the toilet. Nothing says more disrespect than delivering your baby in a toilet. The level of disrespect that these women shown. You delivered your baby in a toilet.
But I couldn't flush it, so I mailed it to her. 7,000.
She tried to flush it. She couldn't flush it, so she mailed it to the dude. This is the evil of these women. This is the evil. This is like when Rich, little brother Sonny, got kidnapped and they mailed him a finger. This is what these women will do. Any woman that will intentionally abort her child on purpose does not care. Hold on, let me scroll back down. Does not care about the man's life she with. She would also delete his life as well for convenience. Avoid this type of woman at all costs. Thank social media for the exposure. Thank social media for the exposure. We want to thank you, brother, for sponsoring this show and being a loyal supporter to the church with a $50 holler. YGLTB1. We want to thank you, family. Because you could be over there watching that pilgrim, but you over here with the real one. Can you dig that? Could have been over there with the pilgrim, but you're with a real one. How you like that? She sent this man the dead fetus.
I was with. I got pregnant by him and had an abortion. Yeah. But I had a home abortion. I delivered the baby in the toilet, but I couldn't flush it, so I mailed it to her.
7,000. No. I told this to you on the phone. 7,000 more one baby.
I was.
This is why I say that they are evil. I stand on it. I don't bend. I don't make compromise about that. I know evil when I see it. I know evil when I hear it. I know that. And these chicks be having a whole support system. Hoes that help them cope with this abortion and make it so they don't feel the shame that they should. They have other hoes around them who have been down that road too. So you have other abortion having hoes, and they click together, and they become each other's support system. They help pay for it. Hell, some of them are so experienced, they'll tell them everything that they're going to go through. You know, it doesn't matter how beautiful these women are. And majority of the ones that's having these abortions are the real beautiful ones. Why, Jap? Because of social media. Because a lot of chicks don't think that they're going to bounce back from no kid. If a chick is looking good and making money on social media, the last thing she want to do is mess up their body. How selfish. But they're thinking about this. They'll be out of commission. You know? Takes a lot for them to bounce back. Oh man, I gotta keep it real with you. If anybody's from Chicago, man, they know I'm not lying about this. If you're from Chicago, you might remember a famous stripper named Lonnie Pop. Anybody in Chicago? Anybody in here from Chicago? You know Lonnie Pop? You know Lonnie Pop. You know, she used to host all the parties at Adriana's and all that shit, and bring all the book all the stripper hoes, and I forgot what strip club the bitch really worked at. Probably at Oceans or one of them, you know, what's that other one off the freeway? God damn, it slips my mind what that one was called. Right off the Bishop Ford. God, I can't remember. She ain't working at Arnie's. She ain't working at Arnie's. Mostly the hoes that work at Arnie's are like, they're not dancing. They're selling pussy. That's just it. They all sitting in chairs when you walk in Arnie's. You know what I'm saying? Like the bitch is just sitting there like this. You know what I'm saying? You walk up in Arnie's, the bitch is sitting down. Not cowboys. You talking kind of old school stripper. You talking about like early 2000s. I'm talking 2016 to 2022. What was that? What's that strip club that's on the side of Doty Road? On God. They didn't serve liquor. It was like bring your own bottles and all that shit. Anyway, from Chicago, you heard of Lonnie Pop. Well, Lonnie Pop, a lot of people was like, what the hell Lonnie Pop been at? Well, she got out of commission. Lonnie Pop got pregnant. Lonnie Pop got big as hell. She got big as Pinky. Not Jimmy. See, you talking about little spots. This bitch was like the it bitch in Chicago. So she was stripping at like the the premium spots. What? Please, somebody for Chicago, tell me what is the name of that strip club that's on the side of the Bishop Ford, right off like 111th. God, what the fuck is that place called? It's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot remember that shit. It's right by Reverend Meek's church. God, I can't remember that fuck. She strips at them places like that, like where they have concerts and shit. You know what I'm saying? But she got big as hell. She had a kid. She had a kid. And you know, she The Factory. Thank you. God damn. Finally. Yeah. Shit like that get like radio promotion. Not no Jimmy's, Arnie's, you know, little hole in the walls and shit like that. No, real goddamn strip club. Real dope boys and shit like that. Like real shit. Not truck driver strip clubs. She was at the real strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? You know, the real strip clubs, bitches making $4,000 a night type shit. Real strip clubs. So, I say that because a lot of these chicks, when they get pregnant, they don't want to get pregnant because because their body and their looks are how they get paid. So they choose abortion just to look good. A lot of these chicks that y'all see online doing these podcasts and stuff like that, doing these radio chicks. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that Kendra G looks good. I think Kendra G looks awful. But the reason why she's not having a baby and she probably gonna have a surrogate because she knows how old she is. If she actually has a child herself, she's going to come back and look like Monique. She's gonna look like Monique with a BBL. She's gonna look like Monique with a BBL. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of chicks are doing all these things to preserve their bodies. When I watch like, what is that? Like Lip Service? You ever watch that with Angela Yee? Angela Yee, you know what I'm saying, is a radio personality, been doing radio forever. She ain't got no kids. This old bitch, she decent looking. She got, you know, she half black, half Japanese, so she gonna always have an exotic look. I never seen that she had ass though. Never seen that she had ass. There was a chick in my neighborhood that was half black and Japanese. She was fine as hell, but had the flattest ass crackest. Oh my God, her butt was so flat. Lord Bison coming through that Canada, man. He say, who in the hell would knock up Kendra G? I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly who would knock up Kendra G. An African. They don't know no better. Get you a Nigerian scammer from Texas. He is skeeting in that. Angela is half Chinese. Yes. But Angela Yee, you don't know she had abortions. There's many artists that she didn't mess with, she didn't have abortions. But I started to look at this shit with these New York podcast host chicks. You know, a lot of these chicks be having a lot of abortions, man. And a lot of these chicks that be having these sex podcasts, there's a lot of abortions that came with that sexual experiences that they had.
Brought the most.
Now, this chick that wrote a book and she explained it herself. You know what I'm saying? I call her, because I catch this chick all the time. She used to mess with Joe Budden's show. She used to do shit with Queen's Flip. You know, she's somewhat famous, I guess. I can't remember her name. I went to her Instagram. She's always like shaking ass and, you know, going to like conference. She's a tether. she's some type of Caribbean tether. But but she's always doing like sexual shows about anal and all this old nasty ass shit. She's a real nasty chick. This chick is really nasty. You know, and her crew is nasty, but she's the nastiest. I call her Mandy B. Okay, that's her name. I call her the Walmart version of Amber Rose. Watching her show, you start to learn how disgusting women are and how selfish they are and how they view abortions and the nasty stuff that they do. She told a story one time. She said it was her and her homegirl. I kid you not. Look her up. I guess it's Mandy B. Look her up. Y'all say Timu. Now, I'm going to call her the Walmart version of Amber Rose. You know what I'm saying? The Walmart version. But, you know, she's not a bad-looking bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating. She's not a bad-looking bitch. She's got a lot of loose meat. But when I looked at her, I was like, when she started talking about abortion, it made me think about, why is she not in prime shape? It's because she's been pregnant a lot. Her body still retained a lot of that pregnancy weight from all the times that she shocked her body into pregnancy. She shocked her body into pregnancy. So, when you watch this show, she told a story about how her and her girls were in New York, because this is a New York bitch, which I tell you, New York bitches are no good. New York bitches are no good and Chicago bitches are no good. I would just say New York bitches look better because New York bitches tend to be tethers and they have a little bit more exotic, an exotic mixture. Chicago just has regular hood rats. New York has exotic hood rats. You know what I'm saying? We don't have exotic hood rats like that. You know what I'm saying? We might have like 2 or 3 in every hood. And, you know, you got to get them before they get knocked up. They usually get knocked up very quick. Very quick. They don't have a high shelf life because everybody's trying to hit. Everybody. But she tells a story on her show about how her and her girls went to a bar. And she said it was not a lot of people in that bar. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, from what I gathered from the story, it was just her and like 2 of her friends. And the bartender kept giving her the eye. This is a dude. Bartender started giving her the eye. He making a little martinis, you know, shake. You know how y'all New York motherfuckers do. Y'all want to do everything all extra and shit. So, you know, bitches getting tipsy and shit like that. He's still giving her the eye. So she makes a beeline like she got to go to the washroom and pee. This bitch signals for this nigga to come over there. She then goes to the back room by the refrigerators or whatever with this dude, start making out, and fucks the dude in the bar. YGLB1 with the 20, man. He said, mail the aborted child to the man. I hope a man will find her video and understand the malevolent depravity and evil contained in her character before starting a relationship with her. The internet memory is forever. I told you, that's called timestamp on your hoeing. Salute to the brother, man, YG. El Mucho, whatever, nigga. With the Minister Jap, with the Minister Jap homeless face. Old girl treated her baby like shit, literally. USPS. God damn. So she bangs the dude in the back by the refrigerator or something like that. Don't know the dude's name or nothing. This is her story she told. So I'm thinking about it, I'm like, how reckless this broad is, because I know how exotically deprived the Midwest is. So niggas would probably see her and be like at her and overly value her because she got curly hair and she's, you know, she's coming off a little exotic. But I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga who's used to bad bitches, so I'm not impressed. I'm not saying that the woman is ugly, because that would be hating. But I'm just telling you that a lot of these pretty women in social media are the biggest sluts. And for you to be overly trying to date these bras when they are willing to bang a bartender that they just met on some drunk shit in public goes to show you that these hoes ain't shit. Now, I have reason to believe that they didn't use any protection. I have reason to believe that they didn't use any protection. You know? And this is just how nasty these bras get down. And for her to not have children, and for me not to see her collarbone, and her to not be in prime shape, just lets me know that that body of hers has been shocked by pregnancies and terminated pregnancies. Her body has been in pregnancy mode a few times.
My abortion chapter brought the most emotion to talk to my mom for the first time in 17 years about this abortion that literally got swept under the rug. Shout out to my good friend Keita. She used her Cold Stone check to pay for my abortion, and her dad had just passed. So she was helping to pay the bills in her house. And every time I talk about this, I get teary-eyed because it's like for what that meant in my life, needing that to happen. But I had never like sat with them to ask them what helping me make that decision meant to them. Right. And I have a whole chapter literally about that.
Love chapter is the only one that brings me the most pain. There were so many flaws and so much accountability I had to take.
You remember that I literally had to make you rewrite part of it?
I was making him a nice guy.
And you were like, he's fine. It wasn't so bad. I was like, I hate this person.
That was nuts. We gonna sell the book with this chapter. When y'all get to hear what Old Bay was really doing, or how I'm gonna eat this chapter up.
You see how abortion is just nothing to these chicks, man? How they can just have abortions and it means nothing. And they homegirls will help them. You know, accessory to murder. Accessory to commit murder. You know? It's just so crazy how they dehumanize. And then it goes back to what we talked about earlier. What the college universities are producing in women is catastrophic to society. Because these are some deranged women. You know, and they are fighting to legitimize and normalize abortion, and they are dehumanizing the baby at the same time as a coping mechanism for them to continuously do this. And they want the world to see it that way, sort of like how the transgenders want us to see them as real women. But again, this is why nobody voted for Kamala Harris, because this whole shit that y'all are doing doesn't affect our day-to-day. It affects a whole's day-to-day. Because you could always not be promiscuous. You could always get on the pill for real. But you don't do that.
To kill her child because she doesn't want it.
Who is going to take care of that child otherwise?
Well,
this chick is going to compare the child to everything but a human being. And this is what the college universities are turning out and giving them diplomas.
she could put the child up for adoption, so adoptive parents could. I'd point out, even if there were no adoptive parents, I think parents are morally obligated to provide a safe and healthy environment for their child to develop inside of. For example, right, woman has a 1-week-old child, she can't like starve the kid or like leave the kid in the closet. That's neglect. She get charged with homicide. Mm-hmm. And I think that's right. Would you agree that like woman who like leaves her kid in the closet, doesn't feed the kid, like that's homicide, like that's murder? Mm-hmm. Okay, so well, I think
It's not homicide unless it kills the kid, dude.
Okay, so yeah, it kills the kid, right? She starves the kid to death,
Then yes.
puts it in the closet. Okay, so that's homicide, right? Because parents have a moral obligation to provide a safe and healthy environment for the child's development. Same thing.
Still trying to legitimize terminating children.
She like throws the
For
kid
a
like
wanted
snow.
child.
Oh, so children are only valuable if they're wanted, and it's okay.
Yeah,
like,
actually.
So if she doesn't want the kid and she puts the kid in the closet, the born kid, it's not murder.
No, but she shouldn't have had that kid in the first place.
So you don't think that's murder? If she like leaves a 1-week-old child?
Listen, please don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Thank you. That woman should not have had the child in the first place.
But she did now.
Okay, then she should get rid of that child.
How so? I would say like put it up for adoption, not kill it. You think it's okay if she kills it?
I think that child has already been in existence for a very long time. I think that kid has already developed, and that kid is no longer inside the mother. That kid is no longer a clump of cells that is causing the woman immediate danger.
Clump of cells of human.
So what the college students are, this is their take on it. The baby is a lump of cells and it's causing the woman's body harm. This is how they justify what they're doing.
Human species, right? It's human.
So are tumors.
Yeah, but they're of the same.
So she is comparing the baby to a tumor. The tumor has the person, the host, the person's DNA. A baby is totally different. But let the college students say it's just like a tumor.
DNA of the mother, right? If we take
So
a
are
look at,
tumors.
once again, I'm talking about the child. Child's different DNA than the mother. Child's not the mother. Child's its own unique human being. You can't kill innocent human beings.
You can get rid of a tumor that is going to cause you trauma.
Yeah, but
though.
child's not a tumor. Child's different DNA from the mother. It's not the mother. It's its own unique human being, not the mother.
Virus.
That's what these women are trying to prove to the world. That it's my body, my choice, and that baby is them. That baby's not that man's. So that, again, we have no rights in the matter. When a woman is pregnant, we have no rights. But why they try? If we don't have no rights, then why we get blamed? You can't blame the person that don't get no rights. All the responsibility need to fall on these women.
Don't share human DNA.
The child in the womb's not a virus.
I'd call it a.
Call the child a virus. Now she's calling the child a virus.
Different DNA from the mother. It's not the mother. It's its own unique human being, not the mother.
Viruses don't share human DNA.
The child in the womb's not a virus.
I'd call it a disease.
How's it a
you're right.
disease?
She's calling the child that's in her growing a disease. This is what college produces. College produces some of the most evil women in the world. I'm just convinced. And yeah, the baby doesn't have any rights either. Not only do you not have rights as a man, that baby don't have no rights.
It's by definition not a disease. It's offspring. Also not a parasite because it's offspring.
Well,
YG, man, showing mad support today. Salute to the brother, man. Say, I want to let the church know that the initials YGLBT on my screen name stand for you're going to learn today, Black First. Okay. You're going to learn today, Black First. Okay. Nothing to do with the rainbow community. All right, for sure, bro. For sure, bro. You know I had to mess with you. Much love for the 20.
Parasites can't be offspring or the same species as the host. Child's both.
okay.
So she compares the child to being a parasite. No, it's a parasite, a baby mama. She's a parasite to your pockets. That's the parasite, the baby mama.
If we're going off of the technical definition
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. If we are going off of the common definition of a parasite, which is something that sucks the life out of or takes advantage of another creature, then yes,
That's not the common definition, though. We need to go by the biological definition because it's a biological term.
Okay. I'm going by the common definition of people who just...
But that's not the common definition. You can Google it right now. A parasite can't be of the same species of the host, and it can't be related to the host. So it's not a parasite.
So you hit them with logic, and they'll just run from a conversation and say you're a hater, you're hyper masculine, you're toxic masculinity, you're trying to control women's bodies, women's choice. Shut up, just shut up. You know, then they even go as far as to try to get the gay community to chime in. You know what I'm saying? On people who shouldn't even be having children. You know what I'm saying? But they want to sit down with the gay community and, you know, have them weigh on things like, you know, starting families. That's contrary to what gays are. They're not in it for family. They're in it for perversion. What are we talking about here? You know? And I take issue with, you know, the manosphere, but that's why I fell back, because they championed this homosexual man who goes to Twitter and, you know, posts illicit acts where he's giving fellatio to men and brags about his male experiences, and, you know, was married to a woman, and niggas took his broad from him and in his face, and he's got a kid. He's just everything of the devil, everything that is disgusting. Why are so-called alpha men even conversing with a leg crossing, same sexual pervert? Especially on a topic such as this, they're already doing the devil's work. You know, they're already in bed with the devil every day.
I'm just curious that all abortions should be legal.
It's like sitting down with Don Lemon. You cook Don Lemon. You don't sit down and have a thorough discussion about relationships and all this with a nigga like that. A leg crossing, broke wrist rainbow boy. What's wrong with you, man?
Is this a new position? I'm just curious that all abortions should be legal in your view?
That's the position I have right now on stage.
Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Do you
say all abortions should be legal? All of them should be legal. Of course he's going to say that. He's a atheist dingaling sucker. You think you're gonna get any ounce of morality from destiny?
A woman having an abortion of a baby at 34 weeks old because she no longer wants to be pregnant, there's no severe health issues or anything, that should be legally permitted in this country?
I would say it's immoral, but it should be legally protected.
Okay, do you think a baby at 9 months old...
Legally protected. This is why you cannot trust these leg crossers, man.
Moments before birth, it is legal to kill that. It should be legal to take the life of that baby.
My only contention here is I'm pretty sure in those cases they would just deliver the baby.
Well, they would want to kill. I mean, you can deliver the baby at 34 weeks and the baby can survive. It's
sure. So I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would ordinarily kill the.
Well, let's just say, do they have the right in your country?
The legal right.
Totally
the legal right, yes. Probably, but the moral right, I would say no.
So why would you restrict infanticide the day after delivery of a baby? Why would you legally restrict that if you even would, versus a day before birth?
Because there's no more counterbalancing of the woman's rights to her body with the right of a child to live.
Is this a new position? I'm just curious that all abortions should be legal in your view?
This dude's just, please, man. Miss me with any of that destiny shit, bro. But again, like the gaming community, that's why I say, man, you gotta watch these dudes, man. They got that school shooter vibe to them. They're just weird. They're just weird, man. That's why I say, man, we the players filled with composed gentlemen of this game. We're not perverts. We're logical thinkers. You know, we treat ladies correctly until they get incorrect and we correct them. You know what I'm saying? You know, we players, man. You know, but these people don't respect the life of the child. That's why I say, man, man, you're lucky to be alive, man. A lot of these kids is making it, they're lucky to be alive with this rhetoric that's going around promoting abortions. and these young girls that's in college, you could tell that college is indoctrinating them with this thinking, where they think abortion is cool. No, I mean like dope. Like it's the shit. That's how they think. College puts this in their head. Not their grandmama, not the college puts this in their head, because a lot of these professors are part of the damn LGBTQ community or the damn yarmulke boys. So they're going to promote this. The death of an American, the death of a black child, the death of any people but me. No, cool. As long as they're not Jewish.
How is it? Why is it dope?
Because I love the idea of choice.
Look at this shit. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit.
I think abortion is dope.
I think abortion is dope. Why are we not canceling these bras? I think abortion is dope. Like, you know what I think is dope? Like Jordan 4s, Jordan 3s, Jordan 1s. You know? Air Force Ones. I think those are dope. You know? I think nice cars are dope. You know? I think when a woman marries before she carries, I think that's dope. I think when a woman plans her life and chooses a good man and they plan out a pregnancy, I think that's dope. You know what these college students think that's dope?
I think abortion is dope.
How is it? Why is it dope?
Because I love the idea of choice. I love the idea of healthcare. I love the idea of if I have...
I think not sleeping around like a whore is dope. I think the fact that you are on birth control, I think that's dope. Whatever school she's at, they need to fire the professors.
I think abortion is dope.
How is it? Why is it dope?
Because I love the idea of choice. I love the idea of healthcare. I love the idea of if I have endo, if I'm high risk, if I know that like I have some sort of genetic chromosomal abnormality, that I can really prevent the issue before it gets deep.
That is rare cases. The most abortions happen because the child's birth is an inconvenience to the woman's life and ambition. That is majority of abortion. And when I'm talking about this type of majority, I'm talking about anywhere from about 95%. I'm saying about 95%. All this other shit, rape, incest, and all that. Yeah, that's within that little 5% barrier. Y'all hoes don't fit in that. Y'all know why y'all getting these abortions.
Deeper.
What does abortion do?
Removes cells that were there by accident. I don't know.
What type of cell?
A clump of cells. That's how they dehumanize the baby, and that's how they're able to justify. That's how they're able to justify what they are doing to this unborn child.
Sperm cells?
Nope. The sperm and egg cease to exist once they've united.
Zygote, right?
Yeah, that's the first step. Embryo, zygote.
Like your eggs have embryos in them.
No. An embryo is when an egg...
Embryo eggs have embryos in them.
So we're talking about human, but when a sperm from a male and an egg from a female unite, they are not now a sperm and egg, they're an embryo.
So like removal of an embryo is an abortion. So like that's murder.
It's a unique set of DNA, and you're ending their life, you're stopping them from growing.
Planned Parenthood is like a form of healthcare. So like if you want...
But they kill babies.
Okay, they also do more. Are you educated?
Yep.
From where?
Just basic embryology.
Embryology.
Are you educated? That is their biggest thing. That's what they their fallback on the conversation is. Now they try to discredit you because I go to school, I'm in college, I go here, I go to Columbia, and yeah, this is why you think that that's not a child.
She?
5th grade, yeah. Learned it in 5th grade.
The squares, like, no, bro. Hey, this is actually frying me. Guys, kill all the babies.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, is that you say it's not a person, but you want to kill the babies.
No, because it's
Would you kill his baby if you got pregnant?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That woman said that in your face. Relationship needs to be over. She wouldn't consult with you or none of that. But see, you're a gump and you're in school with her and you're just as woke. This is the problem with woke. This is what woke produces. This is what woke produces. Woke sound good till you see the results of woke. And this is what the results of woke is. Giving a woman the ability to not have any humility and to say things of utmost disrespect like she just did about terminating your child. And she will say it in your face because she's educated.
Absolutely, you know.
I think you need to run, really. I think you need to run for the hills.
Really, it's her choice at the end.
It's like little pieces.
Look how weak he is. It's her choice, you know. I just, you know, I'm just on Discord and I play, you know, I play Minecraft and, you know, I never had a girlfriend before. You know, it's my first time ever, you know, feeling a woman. You know, I'm a gamer. You know, I'm a streamer. Head ass nigga.
I would rip it into shreds, that little embryo. Why? Because I don't want a kid. You getting paid for this? Are you killing? Do you fuck her? Do you get paid for this? Holding a camera up?
Yeah, so we're actually this thing called married, and we respect each other. And if I were to,
they don't understand that concept. What if college taught women how to be women? What if they had a class about class that taught class? They don't. The dudes sit down like women with their legs crossed, and the women sit down like dudes with their legs open. Have you noticed that? These chicks sit down like they on the sideline waiting for their coach to put them in the game. You niggas sit like you just got your nails done. That's what college produces.
or get pregnant, yeah, it's actually the most beautiful thing that you can do with someone.
GG's. GG's.
You would totally support her killing your child?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely raised by his mama.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
There's so many issues wrong with this topic. There's so many.
Hope you guys never procreate, because that's really scary.
They just had
Don't touch it.
Call the cops.
Don't touch my stuff.
Call the cops, bitch. They just had
Why are you calling me a bitch?
Because you had a tone, I matched it.
Just don't touch my stuff is all I ask.
Noted. Thank you for the acknowledgement of.
See, this is what happens. Now they get angered, violent. Because you're coming with the truth. They hate truth. You know? Truth is like kryptonite, man, to these hoes, man. Educated.
Boundaries, I guess. They just had a gender reveal over there. Let's celebrate life from the people who want to have children, who want to have. Go ask that pregnant lady over there whether she should have aborted her kid. Deflect this happy, go love, like, geez.
You walked up and you continued to talk. You have a choice. You can walk away, but it's always you educated idiots that's trying to get a point across that doesn't exist. Your point doesn't exist because there is no point. You just want to babble and argue and don't receive facts. You are a murderer.
Praise.
Why do you always bring up religion when nobody brought up religion?
It's like, I feel like that's like the only relevant argument.
Not science?
Not science, no.
It says human life begins at conception, therefore human life is valuable.
Super subjective.
That just goes to show you where the mindset of our youth is at coming out of college. That's why I said there's a correlation between college and abortion. They might be in cahoots. We might need to start really digging in to see if, are these colleges receiving grants or monies from Planned Parenthood or associations like that? Or are the colleges sponsoring Planned Parenthood? Are they in business together? You know, we keep these women in college loose and reckless. We keep feeding them to Planned Parenthood and keep indoctrinating them with this BS, dehumanizing babies, and they feel more comfortable going in there. You have more clients. Maybe they are in business together. Who knows? Who knows? This by far is one of the worst things I've ever heard. Even from older women who can't even have kids. This is just pathetic. Hold on, let me bring it back. This is just pathetic.
Would you guys prefer free college or free abortions?
Abortion.
Would you prefer free college or free abortion? This is everything you need to know about women.
You guys prefer free college or free abortions?
Abortion.
Free abortions?
Yeah.
Would you guys prefer free college or free abortions?
Abortion.
Free abortion?
And these are the women who our women are German shepherds on the front line for. Those are real feminists. Overhated Dale with the 5 say we're cooked. They rather have free abortions than free college. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you know how valuable being able to, if they said that brothers could get free college or free condoms, you know what I'm saying? Or free vasectomies, brothers would be taking college, nigga. We can always use a rubber. You always ain't shit for me to be going to go sit and going to get a surgery where they snipping my nuts. I'm going to college for free, wherever I want. I'll take that deal any day. I would say that's probably the equivalent. They got free abortions. We get free vasectomies. I don't think a lot of brothers want to sit on that table and get their nuts snipped. I know I don't. You know, that thought never crossed my mind. That has never been an option. Yeah, I know niggas who did that shit. I'm like, bruh, you really want some raw pussy that bad? And it was a MGTOW nigga, man. It was a MGTOW nigga, man. I know him personally. I'm like, bro, you really taking this shit too far. Nigga went and got a vasectomy. I was like, all right, man. Only black nigga I know who had the courage to do that type of shit. I'm not letting no motherfucker cut my balls. I'm good. They say, yeah, nigga, free college or free vasectomy, nigga. You see, I'll be the oldest nigga in the motherfucker, the oldest nigga in y'all goddamn lectures. Chilling, asking all the questions. Chilling with the teachers and shit. In the teachers' lounge and shit. I'll be kicking it. But again, these women are heartless, bro. They prioritize abortion. Who remembers Cynthia G? She's back on the scene. You know Cynthia G is back on the scene. You know what I'm saying? We back on the scene. See, I'm taking free college. I'm not letting my nuts get snipped for that bitch. Nigga, condoms, nigga. Nigga, please, nigga. Condoms. Nigga. Crazy. Y'all remember Cynthia G, man. the essence of evil. You have women out here who are having targeted abortions because they hate men that much that they're willing to purposely abort the boys. So they'll be pregnant, and the moment they find out the gender of the child, if it's not a girl, that child will be aborted. So says Cynthia G and her followers. Funny how my views get suppressed as if this is hate speech and stuff like that, but this type of stuff goes viral, gets legs, gets traction, gets visibility. When women are able to say this, and you can hear and see the evil in them.
Problem, no guilt. I feel.
This is why God takes away their hair. God takes their edges away. When you're doing the devil's work, God will take your edges.
I have zero problem, no guilt. I feel nothing about saying I'm not birthing a male child. I'm just not going to, because it would be counterproductive for me to do so. It's not emotional, it's logical.
This is calculated evil, calculated murder, premeditated murder. Once you find out that the child is indeed a male, you're going to the white man, this white supremacy that you say you're fighting against, and his system, and Margaret Sanger's system, to then terminate this young man who could have been the next coming of Jesus, but he came out of your womb of doom. Come on, we're going to bring it back. I want you to hear the words and see the evil for what it is.
I have zero problem, no guilt. I feel nothing about saying I'm not birthing a male child. I'm just not going to, because it would be counterproductive for me to do so. It's not emotional, it's logical. Not emotional, not biblical. I'm saying I'm looking at it logically. So let me correct this person.
And she had a child, I believe a girl. Some girl outed her out on Twitter. They had a big controversy because she tried to hide this child for so long. And you know, the stupid part about it is she had a child with a YouTuber. Like I always told you, I would never date a YouTuber or anybody on social media that really does this. A bitch that goes live won't be a bitch of mine. I'm just keeping this a buckery. I don't care what that bitch look like. You niggas be like, but what if it was, what if it is? There's some fine bras on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm turning that down. Why, Jap? I mean, shit, nigga, she got ass though. I don't care. I don't want the drama. I don't want the problems. I don't want the back and forth, making videos and all that and getting personal. Oh, hell no. She had a baby with a nigga who got like 7 goddamn kids, and he refuses to use rubbers. He did videos talking about how he get down.
Not emotional.
She talked about black men like a dog, and she picked this nigga to have a child with. Ain't that a bitch? But that's how God works.
No, not biblical. I'm saying I'm looking at it logic.
Say Jap, date cam models instead. Brother, I am not a pervert. It's never been that serious. There are bad bitches in the world. Talk to a bitch in real life. You don't have to be doing all that goofball shit, man. Bitches are crazy anyway. They online showing pussy. I'm good.
So let me correct this person who I think is a man who knows nothing about actual pregnancies, because he can't get pregnant because he doesn't have a female reproductive.
So because a man doesn't have a reproductive system and we can't get pregnant, we can't weigh in on the fact that you're murdering an actual innocent child. An innocent child. Stop it, fam. You don't have any morality. Oh, this is what the college education produces. I guarantee you she's got a master's. This is why I have to show you how the educated woman is just so unattractive. Just so unattractive. Like, I couldn't be in a room no more than like 10 minutes. But like, oh my God. Could you imagine it, like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all niggas like to do that the internet dating shit. You swipe left or whatever, and you meet this bitch, y'all meet up or whatever like that through text message, y'all meet up, and then she just starts talking. You try not to be rude, but then you just, as soon as you go to the bathroom, you just bounce. Like, like cut your phone off and send her the voicemail. That's why with new bitches, you gotta hit them hoes on Google Voice. Hit them hoes on WhatsApp till you figure out if they cool or not. Because these bras are crazy. You know, she show up to the bar, she show up to the little cigar lounge at the coffee shop or whatever like that. She got on this shit on her head, you know what I'm saying? Dark lipstick and shit like that, no collarbone, just, you know, wanting to debate and shit and talk about all this white supremacy and what black men need to do with it. Oh my God.
System.
And then just the voice alone, I'd be like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine this.
So let me explain something to you. You can find out the sex of your child when you go get a genetic disease testing. You can find out whether you're having a boy or a girl. They can give you a blood test. They can tell you whether you have the female sex hormone there or the male. And at that time, you can literally choose at 13 weeks, you can choose whether you.
See, this is that calculated evil of the black woman. They don't have no love for us, bro. I'm gonna just be real. They get mad when we preach the truth. But it's women like this, especially these highly educated women, have absolutely no love for anyone, especially the black man, and especially their own goddamn children.
You want to terminate or not. So you can make a decision whether you want to terminate.
So she's putting this out here for black women to terminate male children. And she means that shit. She means that shit. Now, what I have a yeah. Church, check in. Listen, if you like this exclusive content, make sure you go over to Patreon, become a member, and you're going to have unlimited access to all my banned from YouTube content, banned from the public. People cannot take this heat. We dropping straight heat, straight fire. You know how we do. Follow me on all social media platforms. The link is in the description. Again, join the Patreon. It starts as low as $5. Join. Peace.